Hello and welcome to Keiko the channel. In today's video, episode 8, we will be traveling to far-off lands in search of valuable andesite for our future creations, and maybe making a few discoveries along the way. And last but not least, there is no audio, sadly, in this video, for a small user input error occurred at the end of yesterday's recording, so I'll be narrating today. Let's get right into it. Alright, first thing I did was make a backpack, effectively using the kangaroo hide we had received last episode. Expensive leather at that, costing me 2 lives. Anyways, as we see here, I am now fantasizing about upgrading my gold backpack, which I do not remember how we got. To upgrade a backpack, you just cover it in a metal of higher quality than what it actually is, so from gold I think it would be to diamond. Just had to admire the kiggies and the kiggy beds, which I do not remember how we made or know why we don't have footage of that. Alright, part 2. Like I said in the beginning of the video, our goal this episode is to discover a great deposit of andesite, of which we shall do. We're going to be heading up north, I believe, or what I think is north for that. Alright, part 3! The adventure begins! With backpack in hand, I'm sure the loot will flow. We arrive at the nearby village of Rammer or something, I forget the name. I couldn't have a clue, not an atom of a thought of what that noise came from. If you have any idea, let me know in the comments if you have any idea what that is. I can't figure it out. Even after investigating thoroughly, I still come to the conclusion that I can't figure it out. I decide to loot this place of its fine materials such as a white seat and 2 white wool, and maybe even this loom table. I killed the snake, not before being poisoned and almost dying a horrific death. Then I grab a snack and poop eyeballs immediately. And when I turn around, I notice something horrifying. Do you recognize those crystals? I do. It climbed on the roof somehow. I found that pretty fun. And while I ran away, it hot on the tail, I noticed this cool spider. I hope you find that spider pretty cool too. I then sought refuge at what appeared to be a shack. It's a cool shack. Do you see that? That thing's a balloon stand. It's from Cloud Storage. It's really cool. I need to get into that mod. I take that. Look at that shaft. Those bookshelves are cool as hell. I use them very well later. You'll have to stay tuned for that. I love books. And as I head up this shaft, you'll see what I mean by this is no normal shack, for that's a priest. And I'm sorry for calling your house a shack, priest. Some pretty cool trades. I'm definitely gonna have to keep note of this guy. I don't know how many of these buildings there are in this village, but very cool. I could buy air there, which I found cool. Grabbing some experience, paper, and bones. You didn't need to see that anyway. And as I leave, I discover something horrifying at the front door. I wonder. A little bit of smooch action right there. Get pound slammed into the floor. That hurt. Surely the guards would protect me, you think, as I grab a quick snack. That freaking crab is scary, dude. And I'm risking my life by just walking into this building. Good loot, though. Surprised by the loot. That was very, very good loot. You'd also be surprised at my intelligence as I walk backwards into the crab. Not very smart. Just retrieve the items here and we'll be right on our way. Decide that I don't want that anymore. Before deciding, I want it. Saw the scaffolding here and I thought, why not? Just grab that real quick. And in that same building I found this trash can, legendary find. It was a create building, a lot of cool stuff. I'll have to come back for a lot of it. There's also this gizmo at the top of it. I'll definitely come back to this place and just loot it, you know. I'm too lazy to create some of these items. I don't wanna, you know. But enough with these distractions. We must adventure forth for our destiny calls. Moving through the biomes here, I see a lot of cool stuff. Those damn seagulls would take all my items. It was rude and uncalled for. I really love the way these mountains look. Earlier in the series, I said at some point that I regretted or did not like living in a biome like this, but I do not regret it because some things are very beautiful in this world. We're gliding through the dang valleys. You can't tell me that's not cool. Want to know what else is cool? This random portal I found. I don't know what's up with it, but allegedly it's an ancient gateway, as you can see there. Had some pretty cool stuff. Codex entry, some mana regenerations, an explorer's warp scroll, and some source stone, I believe. I'll save that warp scroll for later, I say to myself. I unlocked freeze. That's cool. Ba-dum-tsh. I'm sorry. I refer to the map for further guidance, also pointing down, jotting down even, the mysterious door we have found. Before heading off and finding some cool guys down here. I don't know, it's a really cool way that they spawned just down there. Some vampire hunters, by the way. But we head forth even faster and farther than before, eventually ending up at this acacia forest. A cool village here with some rhinos, dude. I'm gonna have to figure out something for that. You see at the bottom there, it said I was committing a light crime and that chest is being defended. This guy here just appears out of nowhere and destroys me with his royal scepter. That's terrifying. Just grabbed the loot there. And as I sat on that roof, I thought to myself, what a cool place before heading off again. A beautiful view to take in and a weird cow to not take in. Beautiful. I also found some of this jade stuff, jade ore. I haven't looked at the use of it, but I thought that was pretty cool. I'm writing down mental notes of all the vacation homes I'm gonna put around here. Found another dragon skeleton, a beautiful find with another skull. It seems to be a lightning dragon, that's pretty cool. Dragon skulls can be used in a lot of ways. I also found this little farm, little ranch out here. I was wondering what the shack was about. It turned out to be a chicken house. That was pretty cool. I stumbled across some elephants. I am very excited about this. I tried to tame them looking at the acacia blossom. I had no idea on how to get one. Trying to break some leaves, maybe try to figure something out here. Break some leaves on even this different tree. I later figure it out, but that's for later. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that. I head up this mountain. I mined a lot of the ores that we pass by, but you usually don't see that. There was also absolutely no andesite in that cave as to why I cut it out. I found this vampirism structure. This was nuts. I really think I'm gonna get into vampirism. Just writing it down there. But we continue forth. Yeah, we'll get into vampirism much later. I found this cool little cave, dude. It looks like a perfect pirate's cove. I think I'm gonna actually put something in here. I don't know. No andesite, sadly, so we just head off. I eventually decide to see if there's like an andesite something, and there was. There's a freaking Andesite-Caves. I could have looked that up so long ago. I don't think I'm too far as we just start heading that way, passing over the hills, the dust. I also found this arcane forest, archwood forest, sorry. Cool stuff. We head out of there. Ever so closer to our goal of andesite. And finally the compass points down, marking the end of our journey. I then dig straight down, as every professional shall, and I begin mining. Oh, the beautiful stuff right there. After all this time. Freaking water. Ruins everything, man. But yeah, we finally found andesite. Our future creations will be legendary. Look at me go. Freaking water. But I mine away until my very pickaxe breaks. Just look at how long, or like how many blocks it took. This was all filled in. I'm just gonna awkwardly talk about just, it's not that much, and I'll be making way bigger chasms by like machine in the future, but that's a good amount of mining by hand. Okay, we got plenty of 5 or 6 stacks of andesite. It's not actually that much, but it was a lot, okay? We leave the cave with our magical editing powers before taking a look at our great destination and jotting down where the andesite hole is. Very cool door. Our home. I jot down the home of knowledge, location. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. I tried to do a cheeky there, as you can see, just teleporting home. But we grab a little bit of wood, put down a crafting table and a boat, and we're gonna zoom our way forward. I am the captain now. I secretly have a jet engine. We stop only on the shore, for we find fruit, a bomber granite, and I think a bastion fruit, yeah, before heading on our way once more with our jet engine. Stopping for a lily of the valley, to look at a lily of the valley to be more specific. We also stopped by for another type of fruit. It's a, you saw that, frosties, I believe? I don't know what's up with the fruit or how they work, but they look cool, so I took them. After that short journey, we arrive at another shore. I find this cool flower, I believe, I don't know, yeah, it's from Botania, but we, alas, head on foot through the forest, finding some cool nests along the way. Wonder what that's about. I finally decided to check one last thing out to try, because I see the rhino and the elephants around, and I find an acacia blossom. You need to chop down an acacia tree. So I freaking feed it to him. I only fed him one, so I don't know if like that's something to do with something or not, but yeah, after mysteriously vanishing, I realize that I cannot. I try so hard, but I cannot ride the elephant. I hear it's not good for the elephant's backs because, you know, their backs aren't meant to take on weight. They're on their forelimb, you know. But I eventually give up on that before adventuring, taking a look at some gazelle. Found a fire lily from Ice and Fire. I wonder what the application of that is. But we pass through once again this beautiful desert that we live in. Taking in the views. That's a really cool mountain. You can't tell me that's not a cool mountain. Also found some painted mountains. Those are really cool. Finding all the cool stuff. A beautiful view. I need to put something here. Maybe a wizard's tower or something. But we head forth, finding even more cool glaciers of rocks, I would say. Passing through this little crevice here. I also found this. I don't know what's up with that. Sick terrain generation. It even goes through if you see over there. But other than that, we continue on forth. We're almost there. Also taking a sample of this red rock, I find. Looking at some of the applications of it. A lot that you missed here. I cut it off, but that's fine. We head forth after grabbing the sample. A great sample. A wonderful sample. Taking a little dip here, looking around. That was a Trump impression. I do not mean anything by anything, saying anything in any way. Thank you. But alas, we're back in the village in Ramirur, and we're home. I try to sleep, but freaking there's a lunar event, and I take note from Terraria, and I block the door. You never know if something's gonna break down the freaking door, dude. Storing some of the plants. Getting some of the metals on the way. Got that cooked kangaroo meat, that was cool. Grabbing some stuff, put that on that. Still don't know how the goatee thing works, so I'm gonna have to research that. I put down these, things here. Putting some bookcases in them, getting them proper looking. You can't tell me that doesn't look cool, man. It does look cool. Putting down the trash can. I try to figure out how the trash can works. Doesn't work like that. You hear that? It's a freaking, naga. Nada my problem. Another beautiful skull to decorate my house with. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that, bud. The Kigi even admires it. You can't tell me the Kigi isn't admiring it. In proper placement of the trapdoor. Putting down that loom, putting down some books, and then we research other bookshelves because I imagine that this house will be very full of books as it is the House of Knowledge, making a carpenter's workbench for further detail of wooden items. Hello and goodbye, good people. It's the end of episode 8, and I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 9.